You know when you drive through a neighborhood during the holidays and see that one house that's just perfect? The lights are flawless, the lines are crisp, and you just kind of wonder, how do they do that? Well, today we're pulling back the curtain and deconstructing professional holiday lighting services to see what you're really getting when you hire the pros.
Oh, we've all been there, right? You absolutely love that festive glow, that warm, brilliant look of a house all decked out. But then you remember what it takes. Digging out the tangled mess from the attic, balancing on a ladder. Suddenly it feels a lot less festive. It's the classic holiday dilemma.
And let's be real, that dilemma is a whole list of headaches. You've got the classic untangling that giant knot of wires that somehow formed itself in the box. Then there's the fun game of find the one burnt-out bulb that's knocked out the whole strand. And we haven't even gotten to the sketchy climbs on a wobbly, maybe even icy ladder with flimsy lights you bought at a big box store. And then you have to do it all again, but in reverse when the season's over. It's a whole thing, and honestly, a lot of people are just over it.
So what's the escape hatch from that cycle of frustration? Well, this is where the professional alternative comes in. And we're not just talking about hiring someone to staple some lights to your roof. We're talking about a completely all-inclusive service that handles every single thing.
Okay, so you hear that term full service thrown around a lot, but what does it actually mean? Based on our source material, let's really unpack what's inside that package. What are the key things that make a professional job so different from a DIY weekend warrior project?
Right off the bat, the biggest difference is the gear itself. On one side, you have the lights we all know, the ones from the big box stores. They can be kind of flimsy, the wiring is thin, and you're lucky if they last more than a season or two. But on the other side, these services use commercial-grade, super energy-efficient LED lights. They're built to last. And this is a game changer. They're custom cut to fit the lines of your house perfectly. No more of that awkward, dangling string of lights at the end of your roofline.
And this really shows you that you aren't just paying for lights. You're paying for a whole service cycle. It kicks off with that professional, custom installation. But here's the cool part. If a bulb burns out in the middle of December, they come back and fix it. And when the holidays wrap up, they don't just hand you a box. They do the entire takedown, and then they store the lights for you all year. That's right, your garage stays completely clutter-free.
And of course, you get choices. While that classic warm white look is still the most popular by a long shot, you can get creative. You can go with festive reds, greens, blues. You can even mix them up and create custom patterns. One of the neatest perks is that you can often change your color scheme every single year if you want to, giving your home a totally fresh look each holiday season.
Now, this brings us to a really interesting part of how this all works, the business model. See, these companies usually have you lease the lights instead of buying them outright, which leads to a pretty logical question. Right? I mean, if this equipment is so tough, so commercial grade and fantastic, why wouldn't they just sell it to you? It feels a little weird at first, but the reason is actually all about protecting you, the customer. Think of it less like buying a power tool and more like leasing a car. The real value isn't just the product, it's the ongoing service and the guarantees that come with it. Here's the bottom line. Leasing shifts all the risk from you over to the company. I mean, look at this table. It lets them offer a 100% warranty. So if anything breaks, a bulb, a strand, whatever, they fix it or replace it no charge. It gives you the flexibility to switch up your colors every year without having to buy all new lights. In the end, the company's on the hook for making sure everything is top quality, not you.
And this quote from the source material just says it all perfectly. The whole lease model is designed to make sure there are no surprise fees. You pay one price for the entire package, and that's it, period. It's all about making the whole experience completely worry-free for you.
So, we get the service. The business model makes sense. Now for the practical part. How does a homeowner, actually get this whole thing started?
The journey is actually really straightforward. First, you just ask for a free estimate. Then they'll send you a detailed proposal that lays out the design, the lease terms, everything. If you love it, you accept it, sign it, and usually put down a 50% deposit. And then comes the easy part. You just schedule the installation day and wait for the magic to happen.
Okay, the big question. What about the cost? Well, according to the source, the starting line for this kind of all-in service is a minimum of $550 for a proposal. And remember, that number covers everything: leasing the pro-grade equipment, the custom install, any maintenance you need, the complete takedown, and storing it all in the off-season. And that really brings us to the final takeaway here. When you add it all up, the top-notch materials, the custom design, the full-service maintenance, and the fact that you literally don't have to lift a finger or set foot on a ladder, it really boils down to this one question. Is a completely hassle-free holiday worth the investment? That's something every homeowner has to decide for themselves.